last day that I kill a buck.
It's getting hurt. Yeah, I told you, stupid.
What is it?
It's a buck!
DeerHunterFan.com TV is sponsored by 12 Point Property Management, Bee Stinger, Gold Tip, Insane Archery, Longhorn Fab Shop, Ohio Trophy Buck Outfitters, Vapor Trail, and also by these fine sponsors.
Hi, I'm Brian Madison with DeerHunterFan.com TV. This week we're going to jump in on a very special hunt out in Kansas with Mason Knopp. They've had 2 bucks on their hit list this year. One was R2 and the other was Bojangles. And this R2 buck, they named him R2 because he looks an awful lot like Dylan's buck last year that he took, a 16 point. They named him Rocky. So this was Rocky 2 R2. And we got a ton of trail cam pictures of him this summer. Couldn't really get a pattern down on him, as you're going to see in the video here. But just comes down to, this is a great example of, if you know a buck frequents an area, even if you can't get a pattern on him, you're doing the right thing by hunting there, and there's not necessarily a wrong spot to hunt there. So use deer knowledge from the past and it can pay off in the future and the present.
It all began in early July when we put out a trail camera, and we had this one buck who we thought potentially could be a giant.
Hey, we're just going to check in and let everyone know how our hunting season's going here in Kansas. Mason, how's your season been going?
It's been going pretty good. I've been hunting a lot with Cole Stewart. With Dylan being gone, I've been needing to try to find someone that can help film me, so I have to do it all by myself. So Cole's really stepped up and helped us out a lot this year.
We have 2 main shooters that we are just right hot on their trail with. The main #1 hit lister is, we call him R2. Big old 16 point. He's about 8 or 9 years old deer. But I think we have a pretty good shot of putting it all together. I mean, where he's at, there's a lot of deer. It's our honey hole. It's where we've hunted forever, you know, and he's just a one-of-a-kind deer, so we are really counting on him.
And he started out real wide, and we thought he might resemble Rocky from last year, so we named him R2 for Rocky 2. We had pictures of him throughout the summer, pretty much every week, and we got to watch him develop. And it was really cool because he just started out with just little nubs on his antlers, and you could just, each week he got bigger and bigger and bigger. And then once he shed his velvet, he kind of disappeared for a while, for probably 2 weeks.
It's about to go down. Who's gonna win? The 4 point or the 8 point?
once he came back, we couldn't really pattern his location, and we couldn't get his pattern down at all. And he was showing up anywhere from midnight till about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and we really had no idea where he was coming from, where he's bedding, what he was doing at all. So, and throughout the season, he randomly disappeared for probably 2 or 3 weeks at certain times, and up until I shot him, we hadn't had him on camera for probably 2 or 3 weeks, and it's kind of worrying us. It's getting late in the season. We were hoping he was still alive and no one else would shoot him, just because we got a lot of hunters around us, and we've just had him all summer, and he's kind of our own. The cold front just came through. It had been in like the 40s, 50s, so it's pretty nice to be out there in the cold, even though it was really cold. But so me and Dad were out there, and we had a little buck come through, kind of messed around with Michelle, the decoy, and he walked off about 3 o'clock. And then about 4:45, I was standing up and happened to look over my shoulder, and I seen this huge body deer. Oh my gosh, I'm freaking shaking like a leaf. I don't know if because I'm cold or if because I just shot a huge buck. Oh my gosh. We've been out here since about 2 o'clock. I think, what time is it now? Probably like almost about 5. 4:30, 4:45. We have Michelle out here in front of us. We had a little buck come by earlier, and he kind of played around with her and just walked off. And then it's real windy, and so I put my hood up and I couldn't really hear anything. But I happened to look back here, and there was a huge buck standing back there. So I got Dad's attention, and he started walking out, and I didn't waste no time to take a shot. It's November 22nd, right? 23rd.
About 25 degrees, it's freezing cold.
It's cold. So we're gonna get down, probably go back to the house real quick, warm up, because he ran probably 50, 75 yards and laid down, so I'm nervous. I think it was a good shot though, so. By the time I got Dad's attention and got the camera turned around, he was just walking out into a shooting lane. So I stood up, drawed back, shot him, and he ran probably 75 yards at most and piled up. We seen him lay down, so Dad and I kind of went back to the house, cooled down a little bit, got Mom, got the camera, and got everything ready. So because we knew he was dead, it was a big deal. But we had no idea it was R2, and that was really surprising. Here's my arrow. I think I got pretty good penetration up until about right there. I can't really tell. It's not super bloody. I mean, there's quite a bit of blood on there, but I think he's right there, laying dead, about 25 more yards. So we're gonna go ahead and walk up here and just take our time. is, baby. Oh yeah. Down he is. Oh my gosh, we just got up here. Dad and I were in the tree stand. We were like, after I shot him, we were like, man, that kind of looks like R2. We're like, I don't think it is. Got up here. It's freaking R2, our #1 hit list buck. So I'm gonna drag him out here so we can get a better look at him. Freaking R2, holy
That's the
cow.
body.
Holy freaking cow, he's got a huge body. Oh my gosh. Actually, I know it's the biggest buck I've ever shot. I think we counted 16 points this summer. So I'm gonna see what, he has a broken off knob right here that we've seen all summer. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 points with that broken off right there. Holy cow. He's got huge bases. Got him back at the house. R2. Can't believe Dad and I did not know it was him coming in, you know? We had him all summer, pretty much every week. Tons of pictures of him, and he's not as big as we thought he would be, but he is a stud, and I am not ashamed. This is probably my biggest buck I've ever shot, especially with my bow, so I am very happy, and I don't know what to say. I'm lost of words. He's a beautiful deer.
As I said earlier in the show, this buck's name was R2, Rocky 2, just because of the similarities in the rack, and they're both 16 points. And you look at that brow tine stuff that's going on there, and some of the points up top, and you're like, man, those deer look like they could be related. Well, the properties that they were shot on were about 10 miles apart, so the odds of them being related are slim. But at the same time, if there was by chance a 3-year age gap between them, they could have been related. And the only reason I say that is common whitetail knowledge of yearling bucks. And less than that, if a button buck in the rut is separated from his mother, he will leave an area, and then the same thing if he stays with his mother through the winter. In the springtime when she has her next fawn, she will kick him out of the area. And you know, there's speculations on if that's to prevent crossbreeding in the species. That's what it accomplishes, but at the same time, you know, it spreads the gene pool out. And what it does is it forces those yearling bucks or less to go establish their own home range, kind of, you know, send them out on their own, kick them out of the house. And when a buck does that, he can go anywhere from 1 to 3 miles. And so what I said was if there was a 3-year age gap, yeah, it's possible that, you know, R2 and Rocky are related. The odds of it are, I don't know the odds. I can't tell you that with any kind of certainty. A lot of similarities between the bucks. A lot of people saw it. Some people commented on it. So just want to talk about that real quick. But great hunt out there in Kansas from Mason. Way to stick with it. He passed up some other bucks earlier this year that a lot of people would have been very happy with. It paid off for him. I'm Brian Madison with DeerHunterFan.com TV. We'll see you next week.
DeerHunterFan.com TV is sponsored by 12 Point Property Management, Vapor Trail, Bee Stinger, Insane Archery, Gold Tip, Longhorn Fab Shop, Ohio Trophy Buck Outfitters, and also by these fine sponsors. And DeerHunterFan.com, an original online free hunting show.